Are you sweet?
That's
it. No more there.
You're
doing a see. Akabe in our twins. Na yekoto aba say wo de wo se ento aba ma NDC na omra embedi oman so adentra
running mate sitiro running mate na mboa
anyamo
be keudi
every keudi
o just said o just what may be so no
and be so no yeah no kre
bit my wa
bit okay ma me nya de pade ba no age
I'm sure when we tie for ne o ma no me adwuma nyina
that's it
yes it is true say me ka say into abama NDC any president John Dramani Mahama and am say we dey me we dis anko mon bebrebe and baby me jana ho na me da so ye den ejina the reason na and say ni pe bia betu na mo bia ko ni ma ho situation a wo ye den wo situation a Ghana ya ba mu sese no obi abedi ho adanse se ye nhye da ma bi mu da se Ghana ko situation mu a e ka ye de intimi ntua ye ne akonje license ya ko bankrupt ama ye ho license ama ya ko negotiations ama ye diskani bia ye den a cheye ama ya sa atwemu se eda sei e wo so ye den utua bi se o ko situation mu a then probably no you are linking yourself to obi o ye na dwen so obehwe ne yire ne maye ama mo ho ato mo but he has been reckless in taking care of ne yire ne ma because o wie no if you no kwa we sia nkwa ne dem no ye ba beton fie no so you realize say sa opepa no wo no sebi o as one fan hihye bi anye den anto ho because ntimi hwe wo ye ne wo ma so wo mo beto wo mo o umbenya ba bia da bi di akọ school da cha be bo mo bra na fi along the line no papa ni sikasa sikasa ba bia tie so a wo de ka ye ko ton da ne kwampa intimi ntua ka no say intimi ntua kwa de se nka utu akokrom intimi ntua and that's exactly situation in Ghana ye home say
obi beka say possibly a situation emphasize papa no enso da ye se ebebada because there were external forces a mass anima we nyina ebaye nti odi kwakoto ho say external forces na ma we ya banti yemfa so bo ne mo no
which MPP aban suban ayese be ma wonye ska na wode agoro medamase ye ka medamase utase
say we use no sa hey over say
ye ka say medamase
odi aya masem okay masem
first no tonto mama ira say nka me ma me tie me dire ma tonto mama no obekoni fie ko ka kire wo mo say me kuma tonto mama me ade be tene busuafo nyina asan so
ye be da wase
ante mo fo nyamu se ye be da mase die ma bo me yire ho ka na wa ya ma me da wase wo so usika ashi
uchiru say
ese sika kwan abana fa so de o ma we sika abobra no o ma fa kwan papa so number 1 hwe katidoi sika akumu ene ebi justify say adwuma na kwa ka o ye se ntua nkofo ka we nya me da mase ni
okay
na ku fara yana ho Ananias me ko ton dia ma Awurade se na wono a wo ton dia gunu botum
okay
you see so mo ka che say COVID in Ukraine and this ahụ che no abaye so a na 7 people no kure bi ni wo obi nka say COVID amfa ahụ che anya den ade aka wiase nyina de ye benya ye fair share and because Africa kwa no ye economy is na nya stronger ntino you be feel impact no more but baby o mde ade no enanam no because hwe keodi asem to na onya ho bosia buebu be ni ho
ebi ni ho bio
COVID buy why over 27 billion sika kwa wo hunu kwan afa so yede wo spend this kan much chase kebi de mama nkofo maami ya no ye regional minister o se simo baby at chase ke aduane ye no man nkofo unim the certain is that anka aban we kwa mpekwa bi mfa so ma so ye ma o maduane no ka ye mfa so e kwan ko mfa so me ye Ghana card in this instance eso am mfa so ke ye nyi o mu nyina details ni ehun se ye woni pa 3 million bi ana 2 million bo ba bia o mu details ni o mu de se e chena BBC a o mu na o se ko hwe o mu kane because o mu na e vulnerable let's ask aban we say san ko fun mo no aduane di e ma o mu nyina no o mu details we
okay
and BBC na ye pe wo mo a ye be hu wo mo how can you spend money in this manner, you can't even identify Sankophone. Also, Sankoboka, a copper Sankophone.
Okay.
COVID. Most say business B cap, if I'm right, yeah, man, Nkuma Busha, I'm a team the head and a pagajma. Recklessly, they also come here and say, San you man think it, a mood year in a production sector. A mood year in a engagement or motor made in Ghana goods quiet and at home. You just give money to your people.
The common prioritize it. Those are a bit to me abwa development, about to me abwa. A man put to a boy, my mom.
Nake, when you see a girl where you boom with any manera, Tiani could go when you don't feel. Would you know where you man open baby jaffa? Because need a neighbor, as I say.
Okay.
But what you are spending money as if you have the money. Think I want to chase any man I'm where Sikara almost spending now. So business on this kind of amount. A mood year and can now, after 3 years now, I was thinking business and activities need to shore this economy up.
Okay.
No way. Almost chase can sales can recovery rate, yes.
I see.
And the question about here from somebody or IMF. IMF in a coin. On my budget, 8 tranches, on budget 3 tranches, which is $330 million. Almost ended in 1 year. Right after the 1 year, and what they decided to do is say the Busham, 3 billion every year, be a normal discount to all. Just to show up the city.
Meaning, say, Oman, any plans to keep the city afloat? And I say, Bemana,
idea on Bay, and say, Abedinto, a semper budget, or a budget, it's a fee budget, Mamma a Subijan budget, Abedinto many pay and Kagan and Kay, Abedinto on better to you. And will be our Bushon for Bushon in Yadima, watch your corn beef stew. Watch your money stool. Why one want your love? With a chase you can flatter. No more told it. She can't jump on your man.
See, you won't mean pointing anything this government has done, especially the massive borrowing now. More road infrastructure.
And manner or more cancel my from independence, every government to be able to. I will even talk about it. Roads, schools, but just to make the lives of the people better. What is it?
Okay.
Just to build this economy in your shocks. You see, from 2015, 14-15, the distinguished speaker, Dr. Baumia, programs are not all year, lectures are not all men. It was meant to build this economy. He said that we are moving from transition to where? To production.
Okay.
Where do you find the production today? And then what ended up, Obama granted tax was amnesty. You know, if your economic fundamentals are weak, exchange rate will expose you. After 2 years, no, but yes, I said it. It is still true. But it's a warped logic for somebody to believe, say, rate, it's kind of air cost that. It means fundamentals are weak. What are they weak? I
see.
And Yama Omuka in you. Omuka in if Sena Umunim and whom a Jumaya, Ghana in Kijan baby again. Sub region had post-COVID, the economy grew above 3%. Ghana a himfaneo. In the last 8 years, one major challenge I have about Biano, about how Omuntimi raising government revenue through taxes above 1%, the highest is 0.4 in the last 8 years. With digitization, any revenue infrastructure, so it's meant to make say a man between Yesika was a ban now. 8 good years. Baby a journey now.
Okay.
8 good years old with vigorous implementation of what? Digitization. Baby a government revenue. IFS 4 year offense. 20 budget review. 0.4.
Okay.
And you see, you can commonsensically, you can't raise revenue. You keep increasing your expenditures. One of the best idea. Just to look good. Even I'm going to say, Ubasha ma ube ne fear utimono, yababe tonfino.
In alternatively, Mona Mwabema, what will you have done? Men fan say NDC Wabem now with all these circumstances are Aben Afemuna, what will you have done? Better
in
to bring the economy
in 2009. Professor Mills introduced Ghana shared growth agenda. Ubi ehun baby yenya the longest single digit what inflation for over 3 years. You realize that everything was in place. President Mahama buy no, we continue with the infrastructure agenda, massive infrastructure. In fact, it do baby kware. I want to say come no. Now, as a result of 2012 budget deficit no, I feel na ye friends the donor funds kono nye na emma. Throughout now no, you finance government friends a budget without zero contribution from Hefa, Bank of Ghana. There's no man can fail. When we decide say you be call IMF no, a government are transparent government a friends all good conscience no. We assemble Ghana for now Hefa senchi say moment chance ni Hefa o man ho adwene MP before amba out of senchi no I had the homegrown politicians ne call your friends IMF no. They were laughing and say yeah kono you say you need credibility. Omo ko IMF liaso no kan. Omo say balance of payment what? Support me boa. Omo ko omo san kan no kwen kan. E he fa na omo abend up. You be started with 40-year development plan. And it was going to feed into your future name and person heading. Ye mu. Omo buy omo fa san plan na den. Anye bibia. And omo be fa omo niam omo yeden. Niam omo dia family. And yakwa ba be do baby a ya den. Ye do the same.
Okay.
With the highest unemployment rate of 14%. Dr. Bawumia say if you find yourself in a debt hole, you dig yourself out. How come over to a debt hole in a level of 122 billion? Or advise at the moment, you couldn't even dig yourself out. You've dig further to over 761 billion.
They will talk about percentage wise. Percentage wise, the Momo Bob Bisiano, Omudian were from Chen because from Momodi about 90, is it about 70 something?
One would dishonesty about this. When he was talking about 122, did he ever mention percentage? When he was using what can exchange rate once or catch say you have two ways to measure it. But original great one or Abraham was we have a fixed and what? A float. No issue. When he was using rebase figures to do economic analysis, whilst he knows you cannot use rebase figures to do what? Analysis, unless you have readjusted those figures to come in line. Now, when he was throwing 170 questions to Msata, now on him. Now, why were you win? What the car went to Mintia? Kofa MPP manifesto and show baby cry, What my choice say? I will raise revenue to start paying our loans and interest from 2026. You see, where disconnect from and near my organization. Because what the car? 2026, no, whether you like it or not, you have to start paying. Manifesto in a on chair baby call back one. One make keep provision say by 2026, what do you want mamia? I will raise this revenue to pay.
Maybe directly naming, but indirectly things he has put across so to sure the economy. And that's what me digitalization is mentioned, that one, creation of job, infrastructure. And
I've told you a moment ago, sir, 8 years of aggressive digitalization. He couldn't even raise Ghana revenue in tax by 1%. The highest is 0.4.
Okay.
And they said, now, what can I say? Promise or my Ghana food na tonsum. They cannot take cover from COVID. COVID, you know, it become be people have started recovering.
Let's come to the statement. Another Danko Kufado here say if lives are lost, they can't bring it back. But when the economy is battered, I'm not quoting exactly, they have the capability of bringing it back. Now, the finance minister Abba Bontiabeka said, from the outlook, Moody outlook, Abba said, Ghana, we are now coming back to Bebia Gidi Ebeba Yensika Semu. What do you make of that?
The finance minister, on Kanakure.
On Kanakure?
Oh, yes, I mean, can't say. Or call some negotiation meeting in Bayern. There's no better. We have been able to negotiate a good deal for who? Ghana. We have saved what? 8 billion. What is the meaning of savings? Savings must be tangible. You must be able to touch it. And savings in economics, we define savings as what? To abstain from consumption. A car wouldn't mean pian, so bet my drink at the. So where is that savings? Now, all by present in the media review, I think we're moving from savings, to debt what? relieved. Why I don't worship to go for? Because I had a document. We can make reference to it. Or by a press conference, you know, he was bragging. Say, we're negotiating a good deal for Ghana. Where is the good deal? Where is the savings? Now you shift to debt cancellation and what? Debt relief. How can you trust such a person? He cannot be trusted.
No,
where is the savings? Scan away. Then what's evil? Won't you mean 20 ya tibia cho ya trim one? What's my savings?
Okay.
Those of us, economics, you can't convince us of this. Debt relief, I can't mean 20 ya tibia man, so you will leave you some portions of your debt. And your savings, it can never be a savings. Because the money is not there.
Doesn't boil down to semantics, a play of words. Now, we can say, well, because
I was commenting that same situation, position, you know. When I call Parliament or House of Records, you know, he resolved to stop the propaganda and start using the terms debt relief and debt cancellation. Why?
Okay.
And be seen there, they are not changing. Why are we planning for food and jobs? 8 years. Where do we stand? And about we kind of create timber catch there, say, na palugu dam, no, at that drawing board swatch. It's about me at ecosystem and sempa. Intina ye buy ye palugu dam. Where is the dam? You try $12 million. You won't be because Kanafa. That intimate were discounted from Ghana. Idea any Hokwana. Unison can was 2019, 2022 wasn't the highest investment up north. He keeps saying this. What about the anything? Anyway. But how can you trust such a person? A flip flopper. Can you trust him? And then you meet a tremendous. But an intellectual, if you can't own up for your actions and inactions, nobody can trust you. President Mahama, in 2020, was I'm coming back with my NDC to come and right the wrongs. Obi Nyesin said he cannot make such a statement. Yes, also Begit to say, mandate na yede no. I made some mistakes. I've sat back. I've learned. If you give me the opportunity, I'm coming back with my party to right that wrongs.
Can't we say same about the MPP? So say also they acknowledge that Nema and Shada and Kuye. So give them another chance.
Where is that acknowledgement? Whatever. The man is running away. I was just a mate. One guy said, "Yama mate statement." Yes, also he was just a mate. Tell two for say and chung 3 home. Where's the baby? Because I can't correct. Which is true.
Okay.
When you own up for your actions and inactions, and he's learned something. No, I feel to be where vice, no, what's your power? What's your 30 policies are there we implement. Now only power, we implement the policies.
As he was given the chance to.
Chance to do what?
Say onye. Yeah, the share and say onye. And why? That's what he says.
And Timon can say we meet it into car reverse. Oh, it do be no benefit home. Own up near who's ampa. Ebia okwana nke di nimu anka mfa mfa ko bia beti na se
me from this angle na yenhwe now one thing omo eka me come I'm talking about the MPP because I'm no power. So upon all this hardship, salaries have not been delayed, all that they need to petrol short to that, gas and short to that. Yeah, won't you give them credit for these things?
You see, you give credit to somebody on some of these things, you know, when you can balance your books.
Okay.
And your books cannot be balanced. It will be a name or number 4. No, the deca. It's a chinako hana with 1,000. About baby, not be a 3,000. It's a chinako with 4,000, baby, not naka 7,000. Ubaqua na heading. A sea. If you be in 10 years, can inform a heading. It may be Sabreno. Nobody will even think that situation you won't see no.
Okay.
Situation you won't see no. Once are buying outstanding issues, outstanding statutory obligations, a whole lot. Is going on.
Okay. And yes, something you should be credited with. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Very go round. Of our hand or the way.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be credited for that.
No.
Right, back to President Mahama. Ne opese to aba emano. Now, per your own statements, when he wrongs, he comes to write them back. Opese rewriting and right. How do we trust say Obano or Baba in the right? How do we?
In the first place, so be to me genuine phone so tomorrow. Nipa it is telling you say was bibi. Katam semboa.
Okay.
Ubi to me Jim I did remind you. Never say any parent. Wadaduni bibi hon. So based on that, because what my tumuno, you can give him the second chance. Katam semboa.
Without anything tangible to hold on to say,
then
Wajia tomorrow, right? But then, what do we hold on to say all by way of it?
Then you can proceed to ask me, saying, okay, baby. Now, NDC manifesto where Yatrono is a one of its kinds. President Mahama and NDC, from an experience, no, or trust a month to me, when you win a mayor. By now, I'm saying, oh, you who been to know, was I making another window of opportunity to engage Ghanaians. And that makes NDC manifesto fluid. Even see that. So, if you buy into it, I'm also giving another opportunity to sit down with you. That is under the 120 days now, the national dialogue. So that we can also embrace Ghana for Nadebaya. Agony. Okay. This time, yeni day, yeni shaha. Tell because maybe on no case ye be ni say ya. Utie Ghana for organized labor, one in no mutanasia. Then what it means is that we are now going to have a commonly owned what policies are. Everybody will have a role to play. Also, no pa. Say Ghana near Myanmar at the patch on. Oh, I said yes, also yes, Ghana bit my friend and to my pie day.
Efra.
Good. And not alone should tell you something.
Based on Ghana politics, especially me who are the Fourth Republic. Manifesto musta yana and time finding juma. And then I didn't know where the energy woman.
GD woman say this time I say I'm going to sit down with you. A national dialogue. Because baby or mana kon yen ko bida. Nyanzani baku for team. Yes, I have the opportunity to meet my trip be about bachelor. But I say when I'm the bachelor, ujitumwa, there's another opportunity for you and me to sit and revise the whole thing and plan for this country. The Enonqua alone, for the first time, no, there's a manifesto that can easily be turned into what? A national plan.
I see.
Based on seeing in a year translated afagin.
Okay.
To be able to baby all the groups identify. Mr. Ben said the year constitution. No? Sector by sector. Sector within a person. Sector within a person. Sector within a person. Now, everybody, political parties in we will make sure. And the good thing is that Omamba organizers are dialogue will not be NDC for. So that there will be a flexibility, will be a bit my parties in a bit my barber transit. And your husband, you can't point the fingers and people and say, we naive, don't know, and solve problem, baby.
Okay.
And that, for President Mahama experience, it doesn't make if you go, the only thing you can do is a Kwabena and Namswa. Next one, and in future, a binya day, if you will be more. And it takes Ubia all the requisite experience and exposure, like President Mahama.
So he's the right candidate.
Yes, because we're the president depend. We're trying to 8 years. You've learned so many things. Say, a better will be a free. This time, the appointment, it will surprise a lot of people. We are going to work with Ghanaians. It doesn't matter where you are. Baby, you're free. Yeah, Mama, I say, now, we, Nanaku for the next ha, or yeah, you money, yeah, ba, changing a tranquil. No, you're first answer to my
this time,
no. Now, for independent, no matter answer, I for man, now wait your bit my man, won't coffee.
Now, 4 years, na baby, I away. And if a panel, President Mahama, so we near Bana, obey do just 4 years. Looking at our situation, why it was a dead situation in Ghana was this year.
One, your perennial economic challenges will be resolved. Your major economic perennial challenge is that your economy we are done import driven. Any shocks. Now, in our attempt to reverse the trend, that is why we've introduced the 24-hour economic program. And we have to say, we have in time past, the companies need to be here 24 hours. But now we want to make it a national program on a sustainable basis in a bit my day, Abua or my way. Yedeka. we need more revenue. Tini pe pinya adwuma because wontim ko bobo sian. Ti so nyeni pe pinya adwuma ye. Na watima tax wo mo. Na de bi tuatua ka we den wo de wasan de bi so aye den abo oman ne ho bra.
But people man so say meaning say mode 24-hour economy ban definitely what na say my analysis me bebia because in Juma Biana bit 24 hours percentage wise how many will you accrue for Ghana percentage wise then a bit me abuama your debt na se for no tax na se for nyina me some transfer yes and ma nyina.
You see what we've done now is that the program concept has been developed.
Okay.
Now, unlike planting for food jobs, and that lunch, na for the catch the Ghana for say you be increase maize by 20%, you be increase sorghum by 30%, without even knowing the number of people who are going into maize cultivation, rice cultivation, sorghum cultivation, without even knowing the arable land. No, we will not do that.
Okay.
But we have various programs under 24-hour economy now. Hopefully by a year now, you start getting it running now. You can now do near to accurate what? Projections.
Okay.
One, local industries, produce import shortages, a coin be also buying fast bois a moment money pager. Be also a fast. Number one, a coin be a fast Ghana for a bit me a toss her products, a use. Ama si kanet my den atana Ghana ama niema yi important so ayden akofom cottage in industries you can cottage in industry industries are machines no so ni panse piye den ewom we will encourage establishment of cottage in industries no more say be ni pani fa benya adwuma den skill and on skill na benya adwuma den aye aban bit my den tax wo. We will also introduce buying in finance and incentives. Say made in Ghana goods. France be akoto pen we made in Ghana. What are now the VAT invoices na? Boso me so a utim de code GRA office bia. You will rebate ye be ma in the form of a coupon. Ubetima send akoto made in Ghana de be goods. Oh yes, you are encouraging enuma say nyina. Sika say emra. Na fi aban so to so de gen so with my den. Friends, with strategy. There's another one we are going to work with the importers. How many Quesca, how many connections? You're trying to local production strategy, local start. In a seamless manner, we want a man person or so much. More money or more coffee, more yen, more abuchino, or more baha. Every set of factories no ha. You have local material where you bit my convert, you bit my day a issue over a period of time. In the next 4 years, what we will see at the end of the second term of President Mahama said, you import, we can tell you, you reduce rice by this, you reduce wheat by this, you reduce by this. Because we are going to work with Ghana for no more Kanyamana. Omuni Wishka, Pushka Krebia. You are there.
Okay.
And to that, you will sustain this economy because I feel we reduce importer, which can be made in Africa. Who reduce importer, you will create more jobs. Who increase importer, you are ensuring a greater shared prosperity for all.
Okay.
This will be what before. What didn't say then a year. The next one is that we are going to protect private capital. We are going to demystify fear. Say, we could be a man who will be a bomb colonist can wire then. Will be a musica, Kokota, in Finch and cancer. We will make sure any more private people who move can. Our protection. So far, we are there. We are going to set up a specific quarter that will deal with you. If we will be a slow, we will be quite from the car. Court judgment to be ano. This time, we will be a judgment. A best day. I intend just to encourage people. So, bit my day, a binuma. Go call a doom stores here. American is said, I can't a dime back. A bet must set a factory.
Yeah.
But Safia no. Support to Huawei.
No number baby year free ho.
Yes.
Nabibia. Mama, the final say. What will you say? Okay, because I've spoken with you at length, and I'm in Musau. Finally, what will you tell Ghanaians?
You catch the Ghana for say. NDC about them, NDC about them. This time, no munya NDC mujidi. Yes, my nama ye Kenya is not out of place. A idea will be a obotai pebiana and could you want to be a bit my day. Aye. We want to make sure, say, Ghana ni bia will be inclusive. Tipeza Mahama aka. Yene Ghana for na be adwuma. And also record no. Otimi for be free a party we or na ba, otimi for be phenom na ba. You continue say be identify Ghana for or monim de ni nyansa no kredi e den e wo mafa. Yene obi be adwuma. Once we ensure that social engineering say you include obiano, you realize say Afobia will be free to contribute or man we ebe. And the trend na ye bekono obia so ba onu so ba beto because sa na man bekoso na ye na na atranse aye den
asise
afa ho adwene.
Okay. Yo, Yenra PV Jantwa Datson, a former presidential staffer, NDC, Abreso, and Yenin Komo. I wish I can remember to because in some who be brave, but Osako baby, you find the NDC. I was Abba, na ye DM common. Yamish opening.